It's time! Good afternoon, everyone. It is Wednesday. It is 3 p.m. You know what that means. It's Youth Lounge podcast time. And of course, every week on this platform, we address the deeper issues of young people or people our age, I guess. But this is not a task that I can take on my own. So let me introduce my first co-host, the amazing, the also beautiful Erica!
I'm not trying to go there. What's up, guys? Welcome back to our podcast. Nice of you to join us. To fill up your drums. Thanks for that, by the way. Jeez.
I enjoy that so much. I really do. But of course, Erica, it's not just the two of us here. You know, you're not the only one whose ears are probably bleeding right now. Of course,
way more
we
victims.
have we have more victims. Of course, we have the man who we wouldn't really be here without. Mohammed, pop in, bro.
Hello everyone, I am here. How are you guys? Lesejo, Erika, everyone that's out there watching this madness. How are you all?
I'm great, man. You know,
I'd like to believe everyone watching is good.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that you can hear me because I think
no, I can. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It seems like he fell off, but he's back. The man with the dreads, the man always throwing up gang signs for no apparent reason. Erica, you know this guy pretty well. He's always telling you to shush. It is a good friend of mine, Nick. Pop in, bro. Let's get it.
I don't think he's here yet. He seems to be having some difficulties.
Bro said he was here before everyone else. Where is he? What do you mean?
But, yeah, I guess it's just technology.
Yeah, bro, you're making me look bad, man. I've introed you and everything now. Yeah, so, I mean, for those of you who are watching, Nick is kind of the guy that's pretty much late to most meetings. You know, he's one of the last people to reply on the group chat. So I'm guessing this behavior makes sense, although I wish I'd known not to intro him before I got hyped and everything. But it's okay, it's all good. But yeah, Erica, what are we talking about today? Oh, here he is.
So today we're going to be talking about social interactions and how online interactions have been affecting us in real life, and if we can still make those IRL connections with people and how they've changed over time. You know, evolving as a generation, we have come to change the ways of interacting with people. And there we go, Nick joined us. Welcome.
Hi. I don't know if you can hear me.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Oh, thank God. Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry. This laptop that I'm using is not mine, it's my mom's. So like the mic, I wasn't sure if the mic was working or whatever. So yeah. But yeah, hi everyone. I know you guys missed me. I'm just
dude, why are you wearing a cap indoors?
Like I can ask the same. Why are you wearing sunglasses indoors?
Hey, this is my thing, okay? This is my look. I've been doing this. I've been doing this.
This is my cap.
I've been doing this since day one. This is my look, man.
That still doesn't answer the question, though.
It's confidence.
I don't know, because why not?
It gives me confidence, bro. It gives me confidence.
Exactly. This my hair is just not doing it today, so you know we gotta cover up.
Bruh, it's dreadlocks. It can't be that bad.
Look at this, bruh.
It's really not that bad.
Nah. Usually
It's
it's a
not
lot
that
better.
deep. It's
I
really
just
not that deep.
I just put a cap on.
Eric, are you still with us? You look like you're staring into space.
No, gone.
No, she's gone. She'll be
Oh,
back in a
okay.
bit.
Okay, so
Well,
I think she's back.
today we're going to be talking about social media interactions, you know, IRL versus URL and stuff like that. But before we get into it, some sad
It's that day,
news
isn't it?
has risen all throughout the morning. Some people speculating whether it's true, whether it's not true. We have, or in the last, I think, hour or two, the confirmation was made. Ricky Rick, I don't know his actual name, but Ricky Rick, I'm sure most of you know him, committed suicide today. Unfortunately, found by his friends in his garage or something along those lines. Sad day, so I think we should just take a moment of silence, to pay tribute to the man.
okay, moment of silence done. I can't do moment of
Yeah,
silence.
no, I don't know how long to make it last for, but I just
I
want to
just
look
counted
up
to
there.
10. I just counted to
Yeah,
10. I can't do
yeah,
moment of silences for longer than that. Then I start laughing.
yeah, yeah. Okay. But yeah, social media and interacting on social media. I think
Uh,
the first question I have to ask all of you is it easier than interacting in the real world?
no, no.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm gonna agree with
100%.
Katie on that one.
I mean,
Why
it's
why do you think
it's
it's
it's a better interaction when you meet in the real world than on. Obviously, it might be obviously easier per se, right?
Mm.
Because you can find somebody on Instagram and DM them, and you could be friends, or you could get numbers from a group or whatever. But when it's IRL, it's just you guys get like you see the whole person's vibe like when you meet, and you see like you see everything when you meet, or most I get like most of the stuff when you meet. So it's like different to meeting over text or over phone.
I I get where you're going, but I don't completely agree with it. Um, Simply because I feel like it is easier to make friends and meet people on social media, but I think getting to know a person better is different on social media. It's harder on social media to genuinely get to know someone honestly is harder on social media than it is in person because as you said, you can feel the person's vibe, you can almost kind of read their body language, what they're saying, you can track their tones and you basically know how the person feels about you initially in person. But over social media, I think meeting people is much easier, but to get to know them is harder.
Yeah.
Zahid, what do you think?
I mean, okay, so I think it's a lot more easier to interact with people, but then I have a question about that, which I haven't really had much clarity on it, and perhaps you could help me understand. Is it normal and acceptable to just message someone randomly on Instagram or whatever it may be, whichever platform? Is it acceptable to do such a thing, or do people,
If you have a reason to. I think if you have a
what if
good,
you just want to
valid
you just
reason.
want to connect with them and have an interaction, just find new
Well,
people.
but are they these days connecting on Instagram is sus
It's not,
because
yeah,
they
I
like
think
they,
especially
You see,
Instagram.
now it's these unspoken rules that makes me just
Yeah,
all the more confused.
exactly. That's
yeah.
why IRL in real
I,
life it's just so much easier because there's not many rules there. You just like let's say
You see someone, you say hi, you greet them, or
yeah,
walk up to them
your
and greet
friend
them.
group goes out and then some of your friends bring like, their friends and you don't know them. Then there's so much. It's just like you guys are chilling. You guys have something in common already, and and you guys might find more things in common while you guys are talking, whatever. It's so much easier with like online, Instagram. Gents, girls, you cannot message a girl these days on Instagram
Yeah.
or on anything without them thinking that you want something.
But then who
Yeah,
makes
that
the
is
rules?
very
Who
true.
who decides that you're not
That's
allowed to
the,
message it?
that's the thing. Who does decide? But that's society. Society's decided.
I think
Society has decided.
Weird
I
stuff.
think it's just a question of circumstance when it comes to these unwritten rules that have to be followed. Because in the world we live in today, guys will just oftentimes when a guy messages a girl on Instagram or any social media platform, you can
He's
kind
trying to
of guess
score.
what,
He
yeah,
trying
you
to
can
score.
kind of guess what the guy
But it's
wants,
not
or
always the case, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah,
it's
no,
not
yeah.
always the case, but they take it as always the case.
I mean,
Like
it's
it's an
different.
assumed position kind of thing, and
It's
I understand it because I don't know. I think when it comes to platforms like WhatsApp or platforms where you guys have group chats or you're in similar groups, then it makes sense to
then it's
privately
different. Then
message
it's
someone away from the group chat because you guys have somewhat a commonality between you
exactly
two. But on
commonality
these
of
major
work.
platforms where you have like, or someone posts pictures and then it's like Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, whatever. If you just randomly slide into someone's DMs, um, I mean, because of how large these platforms are and how much access everyone, and I mean everyone, has to you, it's weird that someone out of the blue just came to you without any real reason to do so.
So then I just have to wait for them to post a story that I can reply to.
There we go. That's how you slide,
But
gents.
what about those? Then you get some of them
Gents.
who don't, like Lesego, for example. They're absolute ghosts and they don't post the stuff. Then
I don't know. Then I had
I'm
it, but
just trying to protect my energy, bro. Like I'm really just trying to. Thing is, the reason why I stay away from Instagram like that is because um I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, especially people our age, go there for pretty much the wrong reason.
you see, and
And
this comment,
I know.
this comment right here is the wrong reasons. Not every gent, not every gent will
uh
message a girl on Instagram just because he finds her attractive. Like if we talk, let's say business wise, okay? Let's say, hey, yeah, yeah, look at your face, you. Don't make that face.
me,
Yeah, you.
me, I'm just
but
listening, bro.
but let's say business wise, somebody you might message somebody because you see a business opportunity there, or
Yeah,
you want to promote whatever that there might be a small business and you like, okay, I'm gonna promote you, whatever. But then there's also like some people are, let's say, new to wherever, like let's say SA, or they're new to the school or whatever, and they don't have
yeah,
anyone's numbers. So they start
yeah,
messaging people on Instagram that they know are at that school to try
yeah.
and just connect. But these days, like if you message somebody on Instagram, it's only for the reason, unless you guys are already friends, it's only for the reason that you're trying
okay,
to
but then
slide.
let's
Like
let's take this.
that's the thought process these days. Like if a girl were to DM me now and saying let's be friends, now I'm thinking, okay, why are you messaging? Hey,
I
saying
think
why are you messaging me?
I think it also comes down to your approach. It's kind of a thing of you kind of want to approach the person the same way you would in the real world.
Yeah,
So you can't just say, let's be friends. You kind of have to make a conversation about it. But if you're coming at it like a business opportunity or business proposal, then be upfront about it.
yeah,
Just be
yeah.
direct and make sure that there's hardly any room for confusion when it comes to approaching someone new. Because yeah, just make your intentions known from the get-go. And if you don't do that, then people will make their assumptions, whether those assumptions are true or not. Um, so it's all about being upfront and direct. And yeah, no, catfishing is real, but like it's very real, but I don't know. You can't just walk into any and every social situation, whether it's online or not, thinking that this person is catfishing or playing you. Unfortunately, how the world works is in most instances you have to be open-minded and you have to be open. But if you feel like you're good with your circle of people or you don't really want to get to know anyone, it's fine and fair to say that and make them aware of that, but don't do anything that's kind of like you brush, like you it's almost like you reject them without really getting to know them. Don't make it seem like you're rejecting them for no reason at all. Just make sure when you do stuff like that, your intentions are known and your reasons for doing certain things are known as well. I feel like just clear and open communication would be the best way to handle any kind of social interaction and situation.
Yeah, Ricky is back. Hopefully she's here to stay this time. Ricky, what do you
Yeah,
think?
I don't. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. I mean, my Wi-Fi doesn't want me to be here, but I'll stay just
But we want you to be here. And I don't know, where's all your fans
Yeah.
this afternoon?
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about catfishing. But because then you see what happens now is that you think you're talking to exactly, you're talking to a 50-year-old person that you don't even know, and it's like trust, where's the trust on the media? Then you don't even want to be there online anymore. So that's why you just stay away from such. But yeah,
That's why I'm saying social getting to know people is so much easier IRL than over phone. Because over phone, right? There's so many questions you ask yourself when trying to make a connection with somebody. Like you have to ask, do I know this person? Is there something I have to be worried about for knowing this person? How much drama involved is this person? Like, am I gonna be involved in some nonsense?
But then you
Is there like, are they trying to like go for me in a whatever type of way, or like, again, are they a 50-year-old person who I don't know, I've never met, and could be like a stalker or something? If you meet IRL, it's just all your answers are there. It's all there, and then you can
not
make the
necessarily.
decision there that do you want to be friends or do you not? Like, do you
Not
want to
necessarily.
But they could be appearing to be cool and calm, but then
That's
you
true.
don't really know their history.
That's
You
true.
weren't there
I think
all along.
whether it's IRL or URL, either way, at some point there are things about that person that you're not gonna know immediately.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think
Perhaps even forever.
on either level, if you guys do get to know each other and want to form any kind of a friendship or whatever with each other, then you guys are probably going to gauge each other with questions. You guys are going to try and get to know each other more. So I feel like during that process, then maybe you should try and snuff out these things. And if you're catching any bad vibes, keep them at arm's length until you're sure you can trust them. To that comment that we just saw now, I don't know that you look like what you say you look like. You could be some 50-year-old guy or a predator or this or that. But I think online, it's a thing of ask the questions. Don't like just be, are you a serial killer? Don't make it obvious what you're trying to ask, but just try and suss it out. Like just, I don't know, interrogate them without them knowing they're being interrogated. And hopefully you get the answers to the questions you're looking for. And anything else you're concerned about, I'm sure if you guys really do want to see each other, you'll make a plan, you'll meet each other, and then you can answer a lot more of your questions there. Just don't agree to any meeting that's sus or anything like, oh, I can only like come out at like 11 o'clock at night or at this private secluded place. Don't now decide to go to somewhere very sus because like the person wants to meet. It's like I think the best way to say this is just be smart about it and ask the right question, and surely you'll get those answers in due time.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah.
But I wanted
So Nick, I have a question for Nick. So you're
Chat.
saying that um interacting with people in real life is much easier, or it's better, you prefer it to online, right? But don't you feel that online interactions are a bit easier or much preferable to more people due to things like people who have social anxiety and people who just are not comfortable around people? And I feel like by the way a person messages, you can tell a lot that you can't tell in person. Because in person, you're forced to make that contact and stay interactive in the conversation and everything. But when you're online, you can tell by how long someone waits to reply, how they reply, if they reply, and stuff like that. Isn't that something also that you should consider
yeah,
when
I guess
choosing?
so. I guess so. But right,
Mm,
IRL. Okay. Yes, you might be forced to like interact with them or whatever. But then, right, with like I'm gonna say like people with when I'm with a big-ish group of friends and I don't know one or two that are there, right? I don't force myself to talk to them, but like I naturally kind of just try and make here and there you make tiny little conversations because some people yes are socially like they what is called like they don't like being with other yeah that thing socially awkward, let's just say that socially awkward. Okay, so I
mm,
know that's not the word, don't cancel me. So then right, like it's obviously that happens, but then if you like just slowly but make conversation, you make them feel more like involved per se, then later you could just talk to them by themselves, like you could just like have a whole convo. And the thing is, from that I feel like you can find out more than you can on WhatsApp. Because those dry texts when you're first making friends with somebody on WhatsApp. Hey, how are you? Where you from? I'm
yeah.
how how was your day?
Mm,
Good. You don't know what to talk about. You don't know what to say because you don't really have much to go on. I feel like when you're in person, you find those little things that you can initiate conversation with. I feel like you're more yourself. You can be more yourself in IRL situations. Once you get comfortable with a person, that's first. That's the first step. You have to get comfortable with the person. That's the one
mm.
aspect where I don't think it's easier to make friends in real life. Like on WhatsApp or wherever, you can get more comfortable with a person. Like
Yeah, but
easy.
we haven't met, for example. If you look at the forecast, and then even the people who have been watching it, we don't really.
Yeah.
I don't really know either one of you.
No,
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's very true.
I'm a
But I
50.
think
Yeah. We just four random
And,
strangers
and just on
in a
that, I mean, we had
podcast.
to initiate some sort of communication, be it over WhatsApp or whatever it was,
yeah,
for us to get to here to this
Mm,
point where we actually have a podcast now.
That's very
yeah.
true.
But I
mm,
think it's not because I think our discussion is going in the direction of texting and DMs. It's not always, I mean, when once you know the person, of course, but like at some point, uh by the reply. This comment caught me a bit off guard there, but it says let's not get into reply games. We can't judge people by their reply game. Yeah, you really can't. Some people are busy. I'm very busy. I'm doing a lot of work right now. I got this that I'm working on. Me and my team, we are working on certain designs and things for the channel, but we'll get into that at later stages of life. But like, I'm sure all of us here are busy. Ricky has a YouTube channel. Zahid has other radio stuff that he does as well. And Nick is our social media guy. So we're all pretty busy along with school and stuff. We're all out here doing our own things. So if we aren't replying quickly to every single text, then that just means we're busy. And that's the case with a lot of people. Some people don't text often or don't talk to a lot of people over the phone. So it becomes a thing of they're not used to replying immediately. Some people will blue tick with the intention to come and reply to the message later. It happens. But you can't, yes, it sucks to not have someone reply as quickly to your messages, but I think it's also something that we should get used to. And if you are really the kind of person that is sitting around waiting on the phone for someone to reply to a message you sent them like a whole half an hour ago, bro, get busy. They'll reply when they reply. And if they don't, then move on to another conversation with another person. I don't think you should be waiting around for messages, you know? But
I-
also, we're talking about DMs and texts and all the and private messages and all these things. But I actually just saw something here, and it says that that person said texting generation. We actually need to call each other. It was Loyiso Gola that said it. And dear texting generation, y'all need to start calling each other. Like trust me, the difference is big.
I can't call
And it
anyone.
is.
No.
I
I
get
just,
yeah, I
if you
get that
call
some
me,
of
I
us
just
aren't used
want
to
to get
calling.
paid.
Yeah.
I
You
get
see
no,
these
I
video
get that the
calls?
difference is big.
You see
I
these video
do.
calls? Hype.
No, not video calls. I mean, video calls are a necessity, but just talking to the person, it makes a big difference. And it's
That's
true,
true.
like
That's true.
hearing the person's tone of voice, hearing
Voice note. Like,
how exactly they like just hear like you can interpret a lot of things better from a call than you can from a text. Also
Yeah,
with
like
text,
you can't misinterpret a message if someone says it. You can hear the
exactly,
voice, because if someone takes
exactly.
something, you can take it in many different ways, and it can end up in different scenarios. Some actually
Yeah.
didn't even want to happen, like unnecessary drama. So when you hear people's voices, it helps because then you can hear the tone and you won't get misled by anything. But
Yeah.
then with video calls, you get those people that will show you their ceilings the whole time.
Like I
Yo,
said,
you see those
you
things?
don't need to video call. But like to the point of the viewer who's commenting now, yeah, calls are much better than texts. Also, coming back to what Chloe said, it's it's easy to catfish someone when you have time to think of what the answer to their question will be. On a call, you don't really have that kind of time. You have to be a damn good liar, or you have to be telling the truth to keep up like that on a phone call. Um,
That's true.
yeah, with text, you have all the time in the world to think about what you want to say. You can type something and then take it back because you don't feel like saying that, or reading it in your mind just doesn't feel right. But when you call someone, it's authentic. It's half of the time it's authentic, it's genuine, and it's very hard to lie. So most of the time like it's you can't you can't BS your way like into someone's life via phone call. You can only do that via text. So I think us as the texting generation and social media generation, we do need to call each other. Don't just go calling random people, but if you're in a friendship or you're talking to someone frequently, you should I believe that you should make a habit of calling them on a regular basis because sometimes people just need that call, hey. Hey,
But just
some of us are
don't call
saying
them
we're
on the
fine out here,
phone.
but we're not. So like sometimes for someone just to reach out, it's something that I'm sure a lot of people would appreciate, and
Are
just
you
to
safe?
have
Are you
a
okay?
decent conversation with someone.
You okay, buddy?
Um, me,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
I'm
okay?
fine, man. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You good? You
Um,
sound like you
Sure,
didn't.
we here for you, man.
Yeah, we're here for
Yeah,
you, G.
I'm okay.
got something on
I'm
your
okay.
chest, wanna get rid of it.
Yeah,
Nah,
Sure.
I'm okay. And even if I did, I wouldn't put it on live. So,
that's
uh,
true. That's true. That's true.
but I think calls are much better than text, but only with people you've been talking to frequently. Like I think
Yes.
at some point, like we do need to get into the habit of calling people more. It's actually a proper way to communicate, and it leaves less room for people to get catfish, people to get scammed, people to be played with, and all that. It's not as easy to do that when you're calling as it is when you're texting. So that's just my take on that as well. Like, if you want to really build relationships, call more. You'll actually find it's better.
It's true, but that comes to building relationships, but starting that relationship off.
Yeah, you have to text when you start.
That texting phase,
Yeah.
it's
Mm.
pain.
Yeah.
That,
But I'm
Wait,
talking
how
about
do
when
you
you're building
communicate?
relationships as well.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
building
Yeah,
them
how do you, yeah.
how do you?
Let's take a scenario, right? You meet
Yeah.
someone on someone's Instagram feed and you see, okay, this person looks nice, right? Then you go and you text them or you get their snap, and then you talk and you talk,
You see,
and
that's
that
where you
app,
make the mistake.
that
Get your
snap,
snap.
that app, yeah, that
That's where
app
you
is
make the
the
mistake. Getting a snap. Because
yeah,
let's be honest.
but
So
it's
I
bad.
used to use Snapchat. Yeah. But I was one of
Yeah,
those gents that did streaks and everything every day. I haven't
yeah,
done streaks this year because it's just like it's long. It's effort. It's like
mm,
there's no point. Like it's different if
yeah,
when I went to Sweden, when I went to Austria and I met Swedish gents in them, they didn't use WhatsApp.
You went
They
where?
use Snapchat too. Don't worry. They I'll explain later. So they used Snapchat and Instagram and whatever and Messenger to talk. So I got their Snapchats because I that's like the one thing that I could chat to them on. That's different. But then if you're asking somebody for their Snapchat, you've gone down the wrong side. You've gone down the wrong lane. Because you must if you want to, then you DM you guys talk on Instagram. Then you ask for the number. You see, not the
mm,
Snapchat. Because the Snapchat,
mm.
then things, those filters, hey,
The worst
Filters are
catfish
dangerous, bro. Yeah, filters
filters.
are
Yeah.
dangerous, bro.
filters will
You
end your
think
career.
I
But
wouldn't say real, but
but random question of the day, and it's
yeah,
kind
sure.
of on this topic, but not really. Okay, what do you prefer? Call, text, or voice note? Put them in the order. Put them in the order that you prefer. So, like, I prefer text. Actually these days voice note is kind of taking over. But
Voice note, call, text.
I'm gonna say text, voice note, call. Actually, text, no, voice note, call, text.
Yeah, I'm the same. No.
Voice note,
I'm
text,
a
call.
I'm voice note, text, call as well. Yeah, I think I can't be calling people
Depends
every
on who you're
day and
calling.
all the
Yeah.
time. I can't be.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like, I'm thinking now, right? A call, a voice note, right? You could just call me
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell me everything in that voice note, but on a call, obviously it's different because I mean, I could be busy and you could have sent me that voice note while I was busy and then I'll listen to it afterwards.
Not all of
But
us have airtime, bro.
yeah, but I'm
Not all of
talking,
us have.
yeah, like, okay, let's say WhatsApp call. Okay. So that's
Yeah,
why, but voice notes, I love voice notes now. I love voice notes. They're so quick, so easy. So that's why I
No, but
said,
I'm the
then
king
you
of
see when
voice
the
note.
problem comes, then it's not a voice note anymore. Then it's a whole song, or it's a movie,
I
It's
go,
or
lectures. It's
it's a
You need
podcasts.
whole
to. Nah, you
season
need to
of
get used to that.
something.
what's it?
Then yeah.
I've been getting sent 16-minute. I got sent a 16-minute voice note the other day.
My
Okay, but then
longest
in that
voice note
case,
is 24 minutes, bro. Like you guys
yeah.
need to get used to these storytellers. I'm
Wait.
a storyteller myself, bro. Like it's something that we're all gonna have to get used to, and I'm actually used to it because I mean, if
But
I
since we
send long
are
voice
there,
notes, I used to expect them.
yeah. Since we are there, then the question comes: is it acceptable to speed up the voice note, or should you just leave it on the normal pace?
If you can still hear it, then it's great. I mean, I think that's what that feature is for.
But some people
I
I
have
think find
not
it
used that
weird.
feature once yet.
It's a great
I
feature.
haven't used that feature.
I've used it once
No,
and that's
Use
we
it for
don't
you
laugh.
come.
to tell you
I've
to
used it
call
once
a
and that's to
lot.
laugh because it sounds so weird when it's on like 2 times something. Something like
Yeah,
that.
I
It's
mean,
so
if you
weird.
go 1.5 or even 2, if you can track what they're saying at 2, then that's great for you. But like if you can go a young 1.5, then it's like it saves you a lot of time because then you don't have to some of the pauses you do
A
need to
30-minute
hear,
voice note is on
1.5
half an hour.
it's easier to interpret as well.
I mean, what I did for the
Mm.
voice note was she sent it to me at like what 10 at night. So I told her it's fine, I'll listen to it tomorrow. So what I did was I'd start my work and then I started the voice note and I just put the voice note next to me. And then while I was working, I was also listening. So it's like the time actually went quickly, if you know what I'm saying. Like,
Mhm.
yeah. That is the random
Yeah.
question of the day. I probably will do more random questions of the day.
Yeah,
Just
go for it.
I haven't heard Zahid's list yet. I still want to hear this.
My what?
Your
My list.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
yes.
no, I think
Yeah.
it's text, voice note, and then calling.
Yeah,
Uh,
fair.
but then
Yes.
there does come a point where texting becomes a bit too much for me, and then I just voice note.
Yeah. That's why it's a very
Mhm.
hard it's a very tough-ish question to answer because I mean I think we all do all of those. It's just I mean
Yeah.
depends
So
on the
when do you
circumstance.
voice notes?
But then my
Like I
problem, I
voice
think,
note when I get tired of texting, and I'm like,
yeah,
no, it's just too much to text. Or if it's supposed to be, then
I
I
don't
voice
even
note.
do that, you
especially
know.
with the long story.
I voice note
Mm.
when I want to put emotion into something, then I voice note.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because I feel like I can show
Yeah.
more emotion while I'm voice noting.
I only
But
voice note when I know
yeah,
I have a
but
lot to say and I know I'm not gonna cover all of it authentically in a text.
mm.
Mm.
But then when you voice noting, then comes another problem. I think. Do you expect the person to now reply to each and everything that you've said, or just a generic response to the entire voice note?
I respond to everything.
Um,
I'm one of those people that
yeah,
I will, while the voice note is still playing, I'll respond to something that they just
That's
said.
what I do.
Yeah.
Because I can't
yeah,
listen to the whole thing and then I've forgotten what you said at the beginning or in the middle or something, and now I'm just responding to the end. So I respond. Every time you say something that I think I should respond to, I respond. And it goes like that.
Mhm.
yeah. And it's better to do it like that. I think if you just given it a generic, I'm someone when I voice note, I give a lot of
You
detail and
put
I
all the
elaborate
effort
on
into
a lot
it.
of things. Like I take something that I'm talking about and I divide it into parts.
Yeah.
So you can't just give me a generic overall answer because that means you didn't necessarily answer those parts that I've broken it down into. You answered the main question without getting most of the reasoning around.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, that was my
Random
random
question
question
of
for
the
the
day.
day.
Yeah, I like that.
I'll do one every week and it will be semi related to the topic. Semi. Okay. So back onto
Mm.
topic. I wanted to
So,
address this. Yeah.
mm. So, my question, well, not random, but it's related to the topic. Do you guys think that relationships that you've built online have been better than some of them that you've made in person? Or
No.
which ones have been more
No.
solid?
I mean, I don't make many friendships. I haven't made many friendships like online.
Mm.
So
The thing is, um, relationships aren't just about conversations, they're also about experiences, you know. So like
exactly.
you can't just build the deepest of relationships over the phone. Some things you guys do need to experience together. You do need to be in the same place, be in the same moment,
Yeah.
experience the same things, have the same
Mm.
organic, you know, jokes or inside
Yeah.
things that you do. You have to be um
Mm.
in the personal space of the person that you are kind of forming that relationship with. I know my deepest relationships are with my friends from I think nursery. Like I've known those guys since nursery all the way through primary, and those are my day ones. Like I love those guys to death. and most of our friendship, most of our lives really were being around each other. So like that's an experience thing. That isn't a conversation
Exactly.
thing.
Like
That's
I've made many friends online. Like with
yeah,
this whole UCT thing, like I consider myself pretty close or close with quite a few people.
yeah.
So, but I haven't
But
met them. Like
some
I'm talking
yeah,
longevity wise, right? I
exactly.
don't have a friendship that I've met online yet
Yeah.
that is like I've only talked to online. Like obviously you might meet them and something, but met them online and like you guys have talked for
Yeah.
online for ages and then you guys made a meetup or whatever. I've never had that. Like I've
But
always
to
always
that point as well, on the other side of that spectrum as well, I do believe that in any relationship or situationship, if two people really want something to work and thrive and grow as a relationship, they'll do that. They will make it work, and they will. So it's also going beyond the social side of things. Some like it's also the meeting up, the doing things together, the having the experiences to build that kind of deep relationship with one another. Um, that kind of motivation can come through online and then just transcend into the real world. It is possible for something to start online, start great, become nice, and then move into the real world. But at some point, you guys are going to have to experience things together and have things that you yeah, it's all about the experiences. So you can't just build something. I mean, if something is long distance, I think, like I said, this is why I'm also a fan of calls. You can have experiences together over the phone as well. I know that
that's
there's someone that I
that's
still need to, yeah, I know that there's
that's
also someone
needed.
that I'm still going to watch a movie with, but we're gonna basically do it on Discord. So um it's like I said, experiences don't have to be a physical thing. They don't have to be something you guys do in person. Stop holding your cap like that.
Yeah, what's
Um,
happening there?
uh, it's not something that has to happen completely in person. You can just do it, but it has to be something you guys share together. So
But
maybe
then,
watching a movie over Discord, or even something like playing Among Us. Hey, bro, playing Among Us has built gang
Whoa,
friendships
whoa,
along
whoa, whoa, whoa.
amongst
Yeah,
Then
millions of people.
definitely.
then
So
that
something as
that's in
simple
game
as playing with
relationships as well.
someone, having those moments, doing someone dirty, killing someone, marinating someone, all these things, like just having those kinds of experience. Exactly, like gaming,
Exactly,
like gaming
gaming.
with another
Gaming.
person.
I feel like gaming is one of the biggest ways that
Exactly.
I'm gonna say boys or people in general, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
say boys mainly,
Uh,
that people can I've connected through gaming with so many people. Like like obviously it will be a friend of the person that I'm gaming with and then they'll join with us and then I meet them and it's just a on the game you meet their like one basically their real side, but you haven't met them in person. Because
exactly.
when you're on a game, it's just like everyone's. I won't say relaxed because it depends what game you're playing, but
Not to
everyone's
be
kind of
relaxed
just
like God.
everyone's just in their space, everyone's just in their element, everyone's just trying to vibe. Everyone's on a vibe. There we go. Everyone's on a good
Yeah.
vibe most of the time. So it's like meeting somebody on gaming is like probably one of like the best ways to meet somebody online or without meeting them in person.
Yeah,
But still, like it's an easy way to meet them.
Yeah.
yeah. I feel like with this online platform that we have with Google and Instagram and all of these other bajillions of apps that have stuff, it's very easy for someone to find their people, the people that they identify with that have similar interests and stuff. And you can find so many people from across the world. Like there's no limit anymore to your neighborhood or your
Yeah, no,
street or whatever for you to find people that have your common interests in them. And that's something that's really nice about interacting with people online. And then there are also those people that like you have those in real life relationships and interactions, and then that you find that that's the time impact. Like for example, back when we were around in physical school, I know I had those friends that we talk the whole day at school and everything, and then you wouldn't go home and like text for hours after that. It just ends there when you meet people. And so
But
the nice thing about meeting, yeah.
that's kind of me though. Like
Mm,
my best friends, I hardly talk to on WhatsApp. Like
mm,
I have two. Let's say I have like two best friends that are like boys, right? I met them at school. I
mm,
I hardly ever message them on WhatsApp unless I need to wanna like make plans with them, or I send them or we send each other dorm TikToks or something. Other than that, we don't really talk because it's like when you meet somebody online, you feel the need to talk to them because you're not gonna
mm,
be able to talk to them like another way. But when you meet somebody in
mm,
person, you don't feel that extra weight or extra need to like once you've seen them in person, go home and message him. Like like
yeah.
obviously it's different when it's like a relationship, like an actual like a thing, like that's your
Mm.
person. But when it's like a friendship, like I don't know, I might just be speaking on a boy's perspective. But like I
No,
go
I
home,
feel like
I don't
in
message them.
general you shouldn't rely on that. Yeah, I feel like in general you shouldn't rely on talking online to save your relationship because you guys should be able like to like for some relationships you can go for days or weeks of talking to each other and then come
Yeah,
back like nothing ever happened, like
yeah,
you just saw each other yesterday and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I feel like there are some people there who start feeling lonely or isolated when they don't get that text from someone, or when you're waiting for them to text first, but then they're also waiting for you to text first, and then nobody texts first, and then your relationship is lost.
Um, I think one thing that majority of people in our age group must learn to do
Mm-hmm.
is if someone tries to start a conversation with you, if it's a private conversation, like if it's private chat, do your best to reply. Do your best to reply. Because I mean, if it's a group thing, then you don't really have to be active much. But if it's if it's a private message thing and they message you, reply. But when they're not the first person to say hi or morning or this or that, send a message to them, because I know from experience what it's like to be the guy that always says hello and never gets the hello. So I think you should always try to give as much as you are receiving, because if you don't do that, eventually the person is going to try that thing where they neglect the relationship and see how bad you want it. And oftentimes when people do that, the other person takes it as, oh, they don't really want the relationship, so I'm gonna walk out. And relationship kaput. So I feel like you should do your best to give as much as you're receiving. And if you can't do that, give a good reason, but do not put effort into any of your relationships, because
Yeah,
some
communication is
people,
key in every relationship.
yeah, if you say to someone, or if you agree to being friends with someone and then you almost treat them like the kind of person you can blue tick for a few hours and then reply. Meanwhile, you've been online for several hours talking to other people.
mm,
Then at some point, like the person is going to wise up and realize, okay, this person doesn't really care about me like that. Let me move on and go do something else, or find someone else to talk to, or make another friend elsewhere. So reply, guys.
I feel like
Like it means more than some people think. But reply.
I feel like it's
But at the
a
same time, then I feel don't be so sensitive about it also.
Don't be so sensitive, but like give as much as you're receiving. I think. Yeah,
but
give
to
as much
Yeah.
as you're receiving.
to kind of end off this conversation, it's a very much a thing of everyone had gonna have their different opinions or ways of preferences of meeting somebody. I mean, as you can see, me and Zaid prefer on. I mean, IRL. I think I wasn't sure, but it is
No,
more
I'm
me.
more on the URL side.
You, so I'm alone, gents.
It looks like it.
Okay,
I don't like
said
humans. I'm
I
gonna
never
say it
said.
straight.
Look, man,
but I mean,
I
but then,
appreciate physical interaction. I do appreciate personal physical interaction. I
But
love
I do think I need.
I mean IRL.
Mhm.
You think?
I enjoy in real life discussions, but I do think I need URL to have those stepping stones to get to that point.
Yeah.
Because I'm not the kind of person who just walk up to someone and have a conversation with them in real life.
I don't always have the opportunity. I'm kind of a homebody, so reaching out via
Yeah.
URL is half of the time my
The
only
best
option.
option.
So
You just
I
gotta
think
find
it's
the middle between those two grounds and make
yeah.
it work using both
so yeah,
IRL and URL.
that's like what I said. I mean, it's preferences. Obviously, it's not.
Yeah. But
It's
like I think
never something that I think will ever be like
yeah,
chosen per se. Like
yeah.
this is this side. This is like you have to either be IRL or
Yeah,
URL.
this isn't Ronaldo versus Messi, bro. It's not
Exactly.
that
I think just do
deep.
what you're
Exactly.
comfortable
Like
with.
you must just be a Messi supporter. Like on God. Like
Yeah,
this is
no,
the,
like it's
but
not you can have your preferences and you can do both at the same time. But I
exactly.
think in closing, I think my thoughts in closing are it's best to meet someone online, but to build a relationship is great to do in person. And if you can't do it in person, at least make sure that there's a separate space away from texting where you guys can share experiences together as well.
Yeah.
But we've kind of flown past our 50-minute mark. So everyone who tuned in today, thank you so much. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you leave. Thank you to my co-hosts. It's always a fun time with you guys. It wasn't as chaotic as last week, although, yeah, last week people were coming for me. So
This time it was more chaotic, but just with everyone's connections and
yeah,
technical.
like no, but people
Yeah.
weren't coming after
It's
me
just
as
because
much.
they weren't attacking you. That's why.
Yeah, like
They
I
I
had
got
air
a,
to
the
breathe today.
conversation.
I got
Like,
attacked. You said
yeah, I
attack
was
me.
attacked, bro. I was told I looked like I hopped out of the Matrix, bro. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, it wasn't as
But yeah,
chaotic,
like
but this was a proper conversation. I really enjoyed it. But
this is
viewers,
a
Yeah.
more
give us your
intellectual
thoughts.
conversation.
Yeah,
It's a
viewers,
more
give us your thoughts, give us your feelings on this. Comment what's your views on certain interactions, IRL and URL alike.
also
Maybe
also comment the random question. I want to hear this random question. My comment your like your answer to my random question because I want to see this because I know there's gonna be a lot of differences. So like
yeah.
I wanna see that. So yeah, gents, hit that like, hit that
See
subscribe.
you next week. Come back.
Yeah, see you next week.
If you don't, I'll come
Peace.
find you. I know you all live.
Hey,
Believe Ricky, man, she's dangerous. I'll tell you now.
yeah, it's
I'll tell you
dangerous.
now.
Yeah.
Shush,
Yeah,
Very dangerous.
she has crazy tendencies, believe me. But
No
love,
good
man.
intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love, man. I'll see you lot next week. I have work to do, so let me hop on that. Salute.
I have soccer to watch.
Yeah, sure, man.
See you next week, Wednesday at 3 p.m.